Why the recording button is still pushing? Okay. So why program? So computer is a programmable machine designed to follow instructions. So the program is the instruction in computer memories to take it to do something. So we are now in this subject, we are the programmer, is the person who write instructions, okay, which is a program to make computer perform a task. So without programmers, no programs. Without programs, a computer cannot do anything. So firstly, we must have programmers lah. Okay. Okay, so type of computers. We have many types. So we have personal computers, mobile device, games console, servers, mainframe, supercomputer, embedded computers. Okay, this is all computer types. And then the main components, we have the input device, CPU unit, which is also called as central processing unit. With the memory, we have the main memory and also the secondary storage device, which is the hard disk, USB, okay? And output device is the screen, printer, that giving you output. Okay, so the architecture of a typical computer usually consists of system unit, which is a CPU, main memory, okay, peripherals, device like input, device, and output. Input including the keyboard, you use the keyboard to key in things, right? You use mouse to click on and select on, right? Laser pointer, digital pen. Output, you have monitors, LCD screen, printer, speaker that giving you the output from the computer. And communication device enables a computer to send and receive data, instruction, and informations. Okay, some reference books shows the basic components of typical computer system is CPU, main memory, secondary memory, storage device, input device, and output device. So actually are the same things. Okay, remember the CPU, the main memory, second memory, input and output. Okay, so this is it. You can see the input device. Okay, this CPU unit and the output. Okay. So the control unit, okay, comprised of the control units is retrieve and decodes program instructions, coordinate activities of all other parts of computer, and arithmetic and logic units, including the hardware optimized for high-speed numeric calculations, hardware designed for true, false, yes, no decisions. Arithmetic and logic unit we will learn in chapter 4, okay, and we'll use it in practice in chapter 5 and 6 more. Okay, this is very important part also. So the main memory is volatile and main memory is erased when program terminates or the computer is turned off. So it is also called the random access memory. Normally we call for the RAM that, okay? We use the RAM, but you don't know the right name, right? So it's random access memory. Okay, organized as follows. So the bits, smaller piece of memory have values 0 for false and 1 for true. Okay, 0 is false and 1 is true. So bytes is as a consecutive bytes. Okay, bytes have address. So this is the address. Okay, so example address. So addresses, each byte in the memory is identified by a unique number known as an address. So you will have address lah, from 0 to the numbers that according to how many bytes you have. So secondary storage, you know, is hard disk, USB, and so on. Okay. So input device also I explained already, that giving you the input. Okay. And output device is sending the output. So it's basically is this. Okay. I will go through it roughly, else later everyone sleep after you have a lunch, right? So computer software. Now we go to computer software. Just now is hardware, everything about hardware, and now is software. So computer software, we have two types, which is a system software and application software. So you guess what is this software, the Python, Jupyter stand for is system software or application software?
Application software. Application, yeah.
Yeah, it's application software. Okay. So system software is what, for example, is Windows. Windows is system software. Okay, example. Later, next slide will show you. System software normally supplied by the manufacturer of the computer and consists of utilities, programs, and operating aids that facilitate the use and performance of the computer. Includes the computer operating system, relates software that manage the system resources and control the operations of the hardware. Okay, but the application software is designed to perform a specific task. For example, like Microsoft Word, Office, okay, with a general purpose, okay. So may be acquired by purchasing of the shells or designed for on purpose, custom made. So for this coding, so this programming software class, you can custom make a program for your own needs for the projects that you're going to do a project for it. Okay, off the shelf is pre-written and ready to use. Custom made is written by in-house consulting firms, software house. Sulaiman finally here. Sulaiman, why you late? Can you hear me, Sulaiman? Hello?
Yes, doctor, I can hear you.
Why are you late for 17 minutes?
Doctor, I have an internet problem.
Don't always tell me you have internet problems, okay? You can come at, if other student can come at 2, supposedly you can come at 2. Because of you, I now need to open the attendance again to take your attendance.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? This will affect the other student progress also. Don't do like this next time. When 2 o'clock means 2 o'clock.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, I like to end the class early, but I don't like students to come the class late because it will affect everything, okay?
Okay, doctor.
I like to have the efficient class, which is I will start maybe punctual at the time, and then once I finish everything, I will let you guys go early. This is always what I practice lah. So I hope everyone can do that and be collaborate with me for this. Okay, because I know noon time, everyone will be sleepy. Afternoon. Wait, I need to, you see, I need to click your attendance. I need to find, where is it? Not this, this is last week. Okay. Now, okay, get back to this. Wait a minute. I need to reset it. Maybe just point laser. You see, now I need to reset everything. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so application software just now I already mentioned. So where are the application and system software? Okay, so you can see the hardware here is controlled by the system software operating system, managed and controlled by machine language such as iMac, Windows, Unix. Okay, and the application software user can directly understand and use the software, communicates in human language. Okay, if we use the machine language like 01110, machine understand but we don't understand. So what we have to do is we need to have the programming language is code to the human being language. Okay, so we can do the codings. For example, like Microsoft Office, Notepad, programming, C++, Python, and so on. Okay, interpreter is used to interpret high-level language to low-level language, and so on. User will communicate with system easily. Let me go to it. So program and programming language. So a program is a set of instructions that the computer follows to perform a task. So we will start with an algorithm, which is a set of well-defined steps. So for this, next week, we are going to learn algorithm. So algorithm is not yet a programming language. It's set of what? Like, okay, for example, you want to calculate a rectangular. Okay, so first, before you want to do the coding, you need to know what you have to have and what you want to calculate. So when you write this program, you want to calculate area of rectangular. First, you know you need to have area, right? You need to have the length, right? Because area is length times h, right? So, and then it will become A, right? I need to take out my mouse pen, but lazy. So you need to know that. So first, when you see that, you can list out the step on how you're going to calculate rectangular shape. So at first, the program will show a welcoming display for the user to mention that the program is to calculate area of rectangular. So now you want to have a program. Okay, and then you want the user to use. So first you must have a message to tell user what is this program meant for. That's why a welcome message, welcome display is important. Like you go to ATM. If the ATM show you nothing, show you anything weird, then you are not going to use it, right? It must show you the, okay, let's say CMB ATM, then will show you CMD, and then it will ask you to choose languages and so on. So if the ATM is not asking you to choose the languages, you will feel weird, then you will not continue, right? Isn't it? So you need to have a welcome display to explain to user what is this program for. Ada yang sign in and out like internet not stable, Okay, so and then the program will ask the user to enter the length. Okay, so first before you calculate, you need to get the value of length and height first. So once the user being asked for the length, of course, it will enter the value of length. So the value of length will be stored in the system. After that, you will ask the user again to key in the height. So user will key in the height value. Also, the value from the user will be installed in the program. After you get the length and height value, so the program will calculate the area of rectangular based on the user input values. So the program will start to calculate. And then after done, then the program will display the result. Of course, after you calculate already, you need to show the user what is the result you got, right? Okay, so this is the algorithm. Algorithm for this type is called it as pseudocode because this one is no geometrical shape. Another one is another one is flowchart. Okay, flowchart with shapes and then with the meanings that we are going to learn next week lah. Okay. So machine language, although the previous algorithm defined the step for calculating the area of rectangular, but it's not ready to be executed on the computer because that one is human being language. Okay, so you need to convert it to the machine language instructions, okay, that computer can execute. So that's why we are learning the Python to do that, okay. So machine language instructions are binary numbers such as 1, 0, 1, 1. So rather than writing program in machine language, so we use the programming language. Okay. So type of programming language have two, which is the low level, which is a 0, 1, 1, 0, and higher level is close to the human being language, which is the this example is for C++. This is not the Python language. Previously, this subject is learning about the C++, but we changed it about 1.5 years already to Python, which is more updated. Okay, so these are many types of the program. Okay, the programming language. So one of we using now is Python for this software, for this subject. Okay, so from a high-level program to execute to an executable file. So first, we must create the file containing the program with text editor. So later we will try this, okay? Run preprocessor to convert the source file directives to source code program statement. Run compiler to convert source program into machine instructions. Run linker to connect hardware-specific code to machine instructions, producing an executable files. So step 1 to 4 are often performed by a single command or button clicks. Errors detected at any step will prevent the execution of following steps. Okay, so you want to do the program, so you need to create the program first, and then you will type the source, type the code, okay, the source code, and then after you complete it, you will have to compile it means you need to compile it to run it. And then if you, let's say you have used the extended library, like the mat library and anything, so it will link to it, okay? So maybe it will cost by only a single command, like you display a result of mathematical calculations. Okay, and then what here is error detected at any step will prevent the execution of following steps. So once you have error, then the program cannot be run. So you will need to solve the errors to correct it. So there is no typing error allowed. If you type any symbols, any words, any format errors, so your program will get stuck. Okay, so this is the step on how a high-level program to an executable file. So source code will be go through the preprocessor, and then you will modify the source code if needed, compile, and then object code, it become object code, and then you will have the linker if needed, and then executable code. If nothing wrong, no error, so it will become the executable code. Okay, so this is chapter 1. So any questions for chapter 1? I believe no questions, right? It's only chapter 1. So every one of you, can we go to chapter 3, which is you need to type the coding?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so wait, let me open the coding. So everyone already ready with this? Are you having this now already? So, okay, so you can have the raise hand button, right? So I want those already open this, raise your hand. So I can see that who already ready for the program, because for these codings, we will make sure everyone can do the coding. So everyone must open this. Then I will show you the next step.
For me, lecture, not yet. Sorry.
Okay, so be fast, huh? So next time before the class, like me, before the class, I already ready this.
Okay.
So we can make sure we won't left behind. For me, I don't want to leave anyone behind, for sure. Okay.
Okay, thank you, lecture.
Okay, I'll give 1-2 minutes to make sure everyone open the home before I proceed it. Okay. Still some of you not yet, so I'll give you 1 minute, huh? Sarah, have you able to open the home for Jupyter? Sarah, okay, done. Najiha, have you opened the home? Okay, Najiha have. Abdi Riza,
Yes, lecture.
have you opened already this one?
No, lecture. I'm not doing.
You already installed the Jupyter or not?
No,
Huh?
not lecture.
You not yet installed the Jupyter?
Yeah, because
So
the last.
I already told everyone last week you must have it, right?
Yeah, last time I'm sick, lecture. I'm not coming to class.
Still, you have to have. I already informed in everything.
From where, Doctor? Telegram?
In the author, I already said in the classroom. Even if you are not attending the classroom, you need to have it ready. And you need to contact me. You cannot excuse with that. And then you see now you have no software, so you can only listen. I cannot wait for you to install. Install will take 1 hour if your computer is lacking. And then I already give the instruction on how to install the software, so I cannot wait for you. So
Okay.
Sulaiman, where are you? Are you able to open the home file? Have you installed? By next week, if still anyone not yet install the software, please leave my class. You can quit the class. You can drop the subject. I have my level of toleration also because this subject is all about the software. If you don't have this software, so why are you here? Okay, unless there are reasons that I can accept. So Yazid is having problems, right? Yazid already told me that it's fine. You can follow the class for the codings one. You have the able to install. Okay, Abdin Nasir, have you opened this already?
Yes, Doctor.
So you didn't raise up your hand?
Yes, Doctor.
Sulaiman, have you opened this already? Sulaiman, are you still here? I do not force anyone. I do not want to force anyone to turn on the webcam, but I will always, for this subject, because it's more to practical subject on software, so I will always ask you to raise up your hand, put down your hand, and also sometimes open your coding, present to me. So this software, you must using the laptop, the screen, okay, and then you must stay. You cannot run here and then you cannot be in the car. You cannot drive in. You cannot go out. You must stay in front of your laptop, before I want you, because this subject, once you left behind 1 week, you may not be able to catch up next week. Okay, I'm not kidding, because this subject, every week we will go through deeper and deeper. We will not wait for more. And we will finish this class normally within 9 to 10 weeks, we will finish everything. And then you only do project. That's why the first 2 months is very important. We will finish everything almost in 2 months only. Okay? Okay, stop my nagging. Okay, so now we go through this. So everyone, when you want to open a new file, you can open a new file. But last week you have done the first, those already done the first. You have done the welcome UTHM, right? Like the hello world. Okay, so actually, let me show you. Okay, so first you go to new, you click new. And then you go to click Python 3. Make sure you get the correct one, Python 3, not Python 2. So once you click this, it will appear untitled here. Okay, untitled here. And then you become, if you, let's say this is your first time open, then it will become like untitled 1. Let's say second time it become untitled 2. But then this can be changed the title. So everyone, you already at here? Everyone put down your hand first. Put down your hand. Put down your hand first, everyone. So because I want to ask everyone is already at here or not. Okay, done. Okay, so at here, this is where we are going to do it. Okay, so last week I already asked you guys to do welcome. Okay, I asked you to do this. So we can type this first. So everyone, you can type this first again. For those who not yet do or you already done, you can do this. So you can type print hello UTHM and then print welcome all. You type this first. Okay, and then once you're done, you can click run. So everyone, you are with me, you can type it finish and then you click run. So I want everyone to do this first. Okay, so once you completed this, you show me. Not show me, you raise up your hand once you completed this. Then I will explain things here. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see it clearly. Okay, so you raise your hand once you completed this. Why is Abdi Rizal left the classroom? Sulaiman, you until here now, you didn't answer my questions. Are you ready? I don't want to be angry with the students, but okay, make sure this subject you can follow me. I want you guys to be able to follow me for this. That's why I'm a little bit strict when it comes to this software. Okay, because this is the first step. So, okay, so everyone, you're already able to run, right? Anyone having problem to run this? If you have a problem to run this, you can stop the channel. Huh?
How to print? Tekan run ke?
Ayo tekan run. Okay, you tekan run, it will come out this. Welcome, hello mutation, welcome all. Okay, so now this is actually the file names. You change it to, you can change the name. So next time you will know the name. You only have to click it here. So let's say I click it, I want to change the name. So I want to mention section 3, class 1. Means our first coding. So either if you want to change other name also can. So you rename it. So once you rename it, it becomes S3 class 1, right?
Doktor, saya punya Jupiter, dia tulis not boot fail.
You tertutup benda ni tak?
Saya tutup.
You tak boleh tutup. This one you cannot close it. You need to leave it on when you open it.
Okay.
I forgot to tell everyone. This one you must leave it there. Don't touch it. When this close, everything gone. Okay? So this one leave it there until you finish everything, then you close it. Okay, okay? Okay, so once you save it here, you go back to the home. So next time you want to open it, it's already auto save it at here. Okay, so today I name it as X3, right? So you go to find the X. You can see here is the file X3 class 1.ipymb. This is a file. So next time you want to look back what you have done, okay, you can go to this. So this one, you can see that at the home, it will auto save you a lot of files. So if you make it like untitled, like I have done before, then it will become untitled 1, 2, 3, a lot of it. And then when you want to open it next time, you cannot remember the name. So it is good for you to rename it. Okay, so let's say you want to add more cells. This is one cell. Why student is come and leave the meetings? Abdi Riza is not coming back. Sulaiman is leaving. You guys, internet is not stable, is it?
Yeah, doctor, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sulaiman, are you here? Okay, everyone, you can put down your hand. Later we'll go to another thing. So if you want to add cells, you can put add. So it will add you another cell, and this coding will not affect another coding. So if you want to delete, you can go to cut. Okay, and this one you want to run it, you can put run. Okay, so you can see that it will run it. Okay, if you want to stop this kernel, then you're interrupting, you will show you interrupting. Okay, then you want to restart, you can restart it. Okay, and you can explore this many things. You can see here, I will not go through one by one. You can take a look at it by yourself. Okay, so next we will go to next. So for next, I want you to type this coding. I will show you first. Wait a minute. If you want to open another file, you can open another file. If you want to mix it together, also can, no problems. Okay, because this cell and this cells will not affect. It will become another cell. So this one, you type it and later you run. Make sure you get the correct one. So if you run, so it will appear like this. So let me zoom out for you to type. Please, everyone, follow this and type this in new cells. Don't continue this cell. You can add one cell and then you type this. Okay, so everyone, you type this first. Once you finish type this, you raise up your hand. I will explain every component or every element of this after finish. Okay, so you can proceed now first. Those those having the computer program problems, you not yet installed, then you need to make sure you install.
Doctor,
Okay.
already I'm loaded, but it's take a long time, you know. I'm loaded.
Yeah, the downloading process is very long. That's why last week I just asked the student to install first. I asked everyone to, you must have installed before that. Even if you are not able to attend the class, you have friends also, you should be asked. And then you can ask me also.
Okay. I'm so sorry, doctor. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, doctor.
Everyone type this, and once you complete, you raise up your hands again.
Doktor,
Ya.
saya dah run kan.
Error.
Bukan, dia terbalik. Enter length dia kat atas, lepas tu area calculatornya kat bawah.
You key in mana
Kenapa?
satu dulu? You tak ikut ni tak?
Ikut. Tapi dia ikut susunan dia terbalik ke apa?
Kalau if you arrange, if you type this first, it will come up this. If you type this first, it will come up this. If you type this first, then you will come up this lah. You have to type this first on top.
Okay. I try to redo it.
You type these two before this ke?
Doktor, saya pun sama, dia terbalik. Saya buat sama dah macam doktor tapi dia terbalik juga.
Kenapa terbalik? Impossible boleh terbalik pula.
Saya pun.
What's wrong with you guys punya ni? Wait. You try. Takkanlah terbalik. How can you terbalik You need to show me your screen. Wait until everyone done this first, then I will look at your screen.
Okay, doktor.
Sebab dia akan follow one by one. Dia takkan pergi ni baru pergi ni. You go with the flow. Some of your friends still not yet done. Sulaiman, have you installed the software already, Sulaiman?
Yes, lecturer.
Are you doing this now?
Yeah.
Okay. Still a little bit more not yet done. After this class, you will have to submit assignment by next week. I will later post to you the PowerPoint including it. Let me see while you are typing.
Doctor,
Yes.
did you remove the application for the application don't?
Pardon me?
Where can I download for the application? Before I see, but the second time I didn't see it in outer. You remove it?
I remove what? Have you joined the Google Classroom?
Google Classroom.
Now everything is in Google Classroom.
Okay.
For this subject, I will use Google Classroom onwards because this subject no final.
All right, doctor.
Okay?
Okay.
So okay. Meanwhile, I already set everyone for the. Okay, so I will proceed. So Amiru, you have problems? You haven't done yet? Everyone, have you done yet? Anis, you ada masalah kan tadi?
Doktor.
I will ask. Okay, I will stop sharing the screen and then you show me now. I would like to see what is happening. Okay, can you present your screen? Show me a bit what happened. Hmm? Can you try copy everything and then put into new cells and try to run again? You copy everything for this one. You just highlight and then you right click copy at the coding. Copy. You
Doktor
have
lagi
to-
tak jadi doktor.
Bukan dia, you have to stop the, let's say you are running, so you have to stop it first. Sebab the previous cell is running. You stop. You no need to cut that one just now. You just stop it first. You try to run again. That one. Oh. You copy everything and then put into the new cell. You try key in the value first. You try key in everything. You try key in the length first. 3. You key in 3. 3 times. Enter. No. 3 only enter. Then 2. Area of rectangular is 6. And now correct. Why would that one showing like that? You see it's following now. Anyone you try to key in the value and see is it happen? I think maybe your version is other than why you try to run and copy the one you run and put into new one, is it still the same? You jangan copy sampai yang run, you don't copy until everything, you copy the coding only. Cut it. You just copy another new cell. You just tak apa, actually the same thing you copy. You copy into another new cell tadi. Don't go to the next one, okay. You stop the kernel first because the one. The one you need to cut just now is giving you errors. The one that this one you cut. You cut, you delete it. This one you run. No need to copy again, you just run. I think maybe just error because they ask you to enter the link. But once you enter, you will go back to that one, right? You click, you enter value. I think there's something wrong there, but it doesn't cause anything, so you just leave it there. But supposedly it will come out like this only.
There is the problem ke doktor?
I don't think there's a problem. We can try again.
Doesn't matter ke?
Saya punya tak macam tu.
Saya punya sama
Saya
macam
punya
dia,
macam tu doktor.
I don't know why. Maybe next time won't be like this. Let's see if happen again. But after you key in the value, it become normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so leave it there first.
Yes.
Okay, it won't hurt anything. So leave it there. We explain the component. So this is a very basic. Okay, so let me share now the present. I want to continue the explanation. So basically, this is a very basic program that you are going to do. And then onwards, we are going to add on and make it more complicated and complicated. Okay, from this, you will calculate like for more shapes, and then you can set the decimal points, and then you will do more and more. Okay, so let me explain to you this one for the component first. Wait, let me set it swap, and then I want to hide this. Okay, so let's continue chapter 3. So as today I will explain the basic for you. So what is Win IDE? So and what is IDE? Sorry, Win IDE is another thing. So I have actually uploaded the video. Previous video I already make, but I'm not using Jupyter. Previously we are using Win IDE. So actually Win IDE is one example IDE, and Jupyter is also another IDE. So both are using the same language. Okay, so you can refer to the video, but don't using Win IDE. You're using Jupyter. Okay, it's just the same for the theories. So and then the IDE is only different things. Okay, so IDE stands for Integrated Development Environments. So which is an integrated development of integrated development environment, or call it as IDE, combine all the tools needed to write, compile, debug a program into a single software application. Okay, so Jupyter is the IDE for you to do the Python. That's why you install Python, then you install Jupyter. Okay, you use Jupyter IDE to do the coding and then do the Python coding. Okay, so example, Microsoft Visual, C++, Boolean, C++ Builder, Code Warrior, Wing, Personal IDE, and so on. Okay, so this is the first program that one just now I asked you to write before this area example. So you type print hello UTSM, print welcome, or it will appear this. Print, this one is all with special meanings. Later I will explain the component. So you cannot have any typing errors, you cannot change the meaning and so on. Okay, so you can exploit yourself for all this function more. Okay. So a program, what is the program made of? So you consist of keywords, programmer defined identifiers, operators, punctuations, and syntax. So these 5 components are the main elements. So I will explain one by one, and the program just now you do are including all this. Okay. So you already type this. Okay, and then you turn into this. So exactly the same, you have typed this, and then you can do the area calculator for rectangular now. So once you run, you can do the calculator, either the simple numbers or any up to very huge number, you can do it. Okay, so what is this made for? You put this pound sign, right? Pound sign is also, if you know this, normally we call it hashtag lah, but in this actually we call it as pound sign. So this program is to calculate area of rectangular. This one is not appear in anywhere, right? Because after pound sign, this is just not like a note for the programmer. Okay, for this we'll explain more detailedly in chapter 4, but now I explain to you. So this is just a note, like let's say you are the programmer. You want to make some notes, and you can using the pound sign to make the notes for easier for you to maintenance, to remember what you write and what the notes. Okay, for the program, the user will not see. Only when you open the coding, then you can see. So print, inside the quotation mark, you put nothing. This one is to create a single line spacing. So you can see that here there is a spacing. So let's say you remove this one, it will have no spacing here. Okay, and then you print inside this bracket, you have quotation mark, area calculator for rectangular. So it will show you area calculator for rectangular. Whatever you type inside, it will appear. Okay, exactly the same as what you type within this quotation mark. Okay, so length, now you know your area, you need to have length and width. So where is the length and width from? You need to ask the user. Okay, this is the format how you ask the user. So length is equal to, you assign length is equal to float. Float is to get the decimal points number, means number with decimal points. Like it can up to 2.934, okay, up to any numbers that is decimal, number with decimal points. But then if you put int, which is integer, integer is only for the number, no decimal points. Let's say you key in 2, 3, 4, okay? This integer is useful like when you calculate something is only in integer type, like cars, people. We don't have half people, right? We don't have half cars, right? When you want to calculate, okay? So when you use integer, also it will not taking the floating number. Like say you take in 2.34, you only take 2. You will not take 2.34 because you only accept integer. So we need float number. This one we will explain more also in chapter 4. And you get the input, means you get the input from the user. Okay, input, enter length. So means that just now you enter length means you ask the user to enter the length. So the enter will enter the length 5. After that, you will store the number in the system and then you ask user again, which is width equal to float input enter width. So enter width, the user can enter 10. Okay, so you will store the 10 as width. So now you have length and width, so you can calculate area. So area is equal to length times width. So number for length and width already have, which is 5 and 10. So it will calculate, so become 50. But then when you calculate 50, this is not showing to the user yet because the system calculate. So you need to call the number out, okay, to display for the user. So you print, and then you mention area of the rectangular is, and then in the comma, you call out the area. Okay, so this is string, and then you put comma, and then you call out the number of area from these calculations. Okay. So this is the example. I explained one by one now already for these meanings. So I will go to explain the component. Okay. Am I too fast? No, right? You guys okay? Understand? Can put down your hand. You have a tired hands now. You put your hand too long already. Is it okay? Everyone understand, right? Okay. So keywords. What is keywords? So keywords in programming is like this. It is being reserved. It has the special meaning.
Yeah. Okay.
So keywords, you cannot use it for other purpose. It's already being set by the programming carrying special meanings. For example, in the program 1, you have print that going to show you the print, display the output. Float, once you see this float, you know is for the get the decimal points number. Input, you know is getting the input from the user. This is already designed with special meanings. Okay, so this is the example for it, and then you cannot use it for other purpose. Once you want to try use it for other purpose, you will get errors. Okay, so for programming, you cannot get any single errors, else the program will not be able to run. Okay. So next, okay, just now is keyword. So next is programmer define identifiers. What is meaning by define identifiers? Means this is what the programmer puts in as the identifier for a variable. So now what is it in this program? Okay, it's length, width, and area. This is not the keywords or anything that being saved or stored by set by the programming the program itself. This is what set by the programmer, you yourself. Okay, so name matched by the programmer. Of course, it has its rule to do it, but we will explain it in chapter 4, which is the next week, next 2 weeks. Yes, Sulaiman, you raise up your hand because anything you done already the coding just now, or you have questions?
No, I don't have a question, lecturer.
You don't have questions, huh? But you done the coding, is it? Okay, so for the names made out by the programmer is the define identifier is not part of the Python language and used to present various things, okay, which is called variables. And then it will take memories, locations, functions, and so on. So in the programming one, you will have length, width, and area. So for example, This length, width, and area is the defined identifiers by the programmer. And then this all, you have rules to write it. You cannot simply write anything. This one will explain more in chapter 4. Like you cannot put the numbering at the first alphabets. You cannot put symbols, else you will hang and it will be error. So this one all will be explained more in chapter 4. Chapter 4 will go through deeply more about this basic of Python. Okay, so this is the meanings of defined identifiers. Okay, so operators. Also, just now you have the operators to operate it, right? So used to perform operations on data. Many types of operators. So for example, here you have two types. First one is arithmetic. Arithmetic like plus, the addition button, division, division, multiplications, okay, and then deduct, minus, and then assignments. Assignments is you assign something to. Okay, let's say you assign apple equal to 5, and then now you assign length is equal to, like you assign this. You assign width is equal to, you assign width is equal to float times input, enter the width. Mean you get the width from the user with floating number. This is assignment. Okay, assignment operators, and this is arithmetic operators. They are more, they are like relational and so on. There are many types more. Okay. So that one is operators. Punctuations. Okay. So punctuation is also important. Okay, if you left a comma, it will make you error. If you left a quotation mark, it will give error also. Okay, character that mark the end of a statement or that separate items in a list. Okay, so you use the quotation mark for a string. Remember, just now you print and then in the bracket you have quotation mark. So for example, this is the quotation mark you need to use, and sometimes you may make a mistake, like you have the opening quotation, you don't have the closing. It will make you error also for your program. And this comma mark, if you don't have that, it will not be called the errors. Okay, so the syntax. What is syntax? Syntax is a rule of grammar that must be followed when writing a program. Okay, and then controls the use of keywords, operators, program, define, symbols, punctuations. Everything you must follow the rules that set by the program. How you write it, you need to follow the rules already being set as a syntax. Like you cannot display the result first, and then you ask the user what is height, what is length, and then else you will not be able to run it. It must be step by step from A to Z, follow the sequence, and then you must use the right keywords, the right operators, the predefined, the programmer defined symbols and punctuations must be correct also. If anything wrong, then you will having syntax error. Okay, so variables here mean just now variables is, we call it as predefined identifiers. Predefined identifiers is to name it for the variables. Variables is able to change. In Malay, it's pemboleh ubah, I think. Okay, a variable is a name storage location in the computer memory for holding a piece of data. So for example, in the program, you have length, width, and area. So all these are the variables that store the values. So for length, it will store the value of length of rectangular. For the width, it will store the value of the width of rectangular. And then the area that calculate from length and width, it will store the value of area of rectangular. Okay, so this is the variable. Variable, it will change accordingly, according to the situation. But if you assign anything constant, like let's say you assign pi equal to 3.142. So if you never update any the value will always become 3.142. You can type like length equal to 5. Means you assign length is 5. So length will never change. Let's say that one is constant lah. So variable here, it will change. Okay, to create a variable in program, you must write variable definitions. So also called a variable declarations. Okay, so here is a statement from function 1 that defines the variable. So I already explained to you what is float. Float means you define the variable as the floating number with decimal points. If integer, then it's integer number lah. Okay, so there are many types of data which you will learn about in this course. A variable holds a specific types of data, and the variable definition specifies the type of data a variable can hold and the variable names. Okay. Today, chapter 3 is still very brief, don't worry. So we will go deeply more. So once, it run again. So once again, line 7, or this is another example. No problem. Just hang it. Okay, so basically you will have 3 steps lah. 3 steps that a program typical performs. So first, gather the input data from the keyboard files on this drive. So now for this program you make is gather the data from keyboard where user the key in. But sometimes it may gather the data from Excel file for a huge data. Okay, they can extract from Excel also for the process. If you want to plot graph and so on for more advanced Python program. And then you will process the input data. And then once done process, it will display the output, send it to the screen and write a file and so on. Okay, so this is the programming process. So first, clearly define what is the program to do. So first, you must know what you have to do for the program. Okay, when I say you want to calculate the area of rectangular, so you need to know. You need to calculate the area by using length and width. So you visualize the program running on the computer. With you need to think lah. So when your boss calculates, say, hey, you have to make a program to calculate area. So you visualize it, length times width equal to area. Okay. After that, you use the tools like hierarchy chart, flow chart, or pseudocode to create a model. So this one is just now where I already show you one algorithm, which is the pseudocode, the step-by-step how to calculate the area. If you remember in chapter 1, I explained. So next week, we are going to learn about flow chart and pseudocode. For this simple program, I explained to you length times width equal to area, you know. But then when you want to do a complicated program, you need to sketch it out, the step. Like from A to Z, how you're going to do. Okay? By using either flow chart, pseudocode. This is what you have to learn next week. Okay? Check the model for logical errors. So you have to check, is it okay? Is it going to have you errors? Okay, is it able to runnable? And then you type the code in the program. Now you do the coding. You save it and then you compile it. You click the run button, you will save it lah, and then you compile it. If error, it will show you. Okay, so you have to correct any errors found during the compilations. Repeat step 5 and 6 as many times as necessary. So sometimes when we always have careless mistake with type error and so on, so you need to correct the errors, okay, until everything is okay, then you run. And then run the program with test data for input. So just now you already typed the program for area, but then what do you mean by test data? I mean, you know area if 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So if your area appears 6, means that you have keyed in everything correctly. But let's say you 2 times 6, 2 times 3, it could appear 5. That means it's something wrong with your answer. You cannot get the correct answer. You need to check your program. Even it is runnable, but rubbish in, rubbish out for a program. Program will not check anything like if you have the error symbols. Let's say you want to type multiplication, but you accidentally type addition, means 2 plus 3. That's why it come out 5. So like that kind of mistake, computer don't know, the programming don't know. If you use the wrong errors or you create the wrong equations, especially when you create a long equations, you will easier to get this kind of mistake. Okay, so after you correct the errors, you run with test data. If correct, and you correct any errors found while running the program. If no, then you can validate the result of the program, then done. So this is the 9th step, basically a program you have to do. Okay, what you have to do for a program until it's successfully being run. Okay, so procedure and object-oriented program, this one no need to explain. And then what after this class you have to do is, I will give you tutorial 1 where you need to write these 2 programs, print screen, save either in Word format or either in PDF format and upload in the Google Classroom. Okay, so write a program to print the following output. Okay, you need to write this program for this, showing you the result. Okay, Just now you type the area, right? And then it will show you the result, right? So you need to print screen what you have done. And then number 2 is write a program that will print your name and matrix number. Please use the programming instruction you have learned to produce a creative output. So you need to do the codings. Okay, today is only until here for the first programming class. And then you need to do this, do the coding in this, and then you print screen this, put in the Word or in the Word format or either PDF format, and then you upload at here. Okay, I already put in tutorial C1 C3. Okay, I assign, so you can upload here. You can upload it here. And then I will give you only 1 point. Why? For the assignment you submit, I give you mark. I won't deduct your mark. Okay? If you not submit, then I will deduct the mark. So if you cannot get the assignment for full marks, means that you have assignment not being submitted. Everyone, any questions? Today is only until here. And next week, please, everyone, you need to stand by with paper and pen. And also a ruler. Next week, you need to do flowchart and coding. And no, not coding. Next week, we will focus on flowchart and pseudocode before we go to deeper coding. Any questions for this week?
No, Doctor.
No? Any other questions? If you have questions, you can raise up your hand. If no question, you can leave the classroom and then we see you next week. For my class, I don't like to talk much about other things, but please make sure next time, 2 o'clock on time, you come join the classroom online and then stand by with the Jupyter, but not next week, no need Jupyter, I think. Next week, just stand by with the pen and the paper, pen and a piece of paper. Okay, so next week, 2 o'clock, everyone, make sure you join the class on time. So you can leave the class now. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
If you have any
Thank
questions,
you, Doctor.
you can stay in the class. You can leave the class. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sama.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye. Mukta, you have problem? Hi, Mukta. Mukta, are you here?
Yes, Doctor. No question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.